Beautiful, Deirdre. Bonjour. Good morning, everyone, from First Unitarian of Ottawa. I am Reverend Patricia Guthmann Haresch. You can call me Pat. Whatever your heritage, whatever your faith, whomever you love, and however you identify, today you are a part of our community. It's a beautiful thing to think that even though we are in separate places, protecting ourselves and others by staying away from a crowd, here we are together online, listening, connecting, and even singing soon. I hope the moment finds you well. If you are watching, you know we have closed our doors here at First Unitarian of Ottawa, and we will be reassessing as we go in these times about when again we will open the doors of the building. But even though the building is closed, our hearts are open. I'll talk more about how we'll be getting connected. While the building is closed, staff are working remotely and won't regularly be in the office. From home, we are monitoring our emails as we usually would. Phone calls will be checked less regularly, so do try by email. We encourage committees, working groups, teams to continue to meet, not in person, but by whatever technology, network messaging, Skype, and also we now have a subscription to Zoom, so you can schedule meetings as you did before, by contacting Jen, our office manager, by email is best, to schedule Zoom conferences. And they're as easy as clicking on your computer, right? The site that you go to. Please let Jen know what you've decided, if you're going to continue to have your regular meetings or would like to schedule a Zoom conference. And there are one-time events and gatherings that have been canceled through the month. We hope they can be rescheduled at a later time. Thank you again to Isabel Burrows and her team, Isabel and Joycelyn, and with technical support from Ian and Larry Jones for getting that call list together. And for all of you who have volunteered to be callers. Starting this past week, we had 20 people trying to call 200 people, and we're still trying to figure out those who have not been called yet, bad numbers. If you haven't been called and would like to, please send an email to one of the staff or let Isabel know. May it just be physical distancing, not social distancing during this time. May we remain connected by phone and through every device and means we know how through that electric highway, yes? The EUU will be a critical way for us to stay in touch in the weeks to come. Please remember to continue to forward announcements or messages of good wishes to any of our staff, really, OMR at firstunitarianottawa.ca, or publications if you'd like it to go into the EUU. Do be sure to look at our Facebook page and your inbox for any special messages from FirstUU as we go forward. In the last EUU, I offered a story for all ages by Zoom conference for any interested families or those who are children in spirit. And do email me at my minister account and let me know if you are interested in a story for all ages get together, what time of days work for you, and like that, so I know when I can schedule that. But good to be together.
Resilience, we are strong, shoulder to shoulder, keep moving on. Resilience, make a new plan, stand up again, say yes we can. Resilience, we are strong, Shoulder to shoulder, keep moving on. Resilience, make a new plan. Stand up again, say yes we can. Resilience.
Thank you. So our topic today is, yes, resilience. So I open and will light the chalice in a bit with these words from Rilke's poem, Sonnets to Orpheus, Part 2. Quiet friend, who has come so far, feel how your breathing makes more space around you. Let this darkness be a bell tower, and you the bell. As you ring, what batters you becomes your strength. Move back and forth into the change. What is it like, such intensity of pain? If the drink is bitter, turn yourself to wine. In this uncontainable night, be the mystery at the crossroads of your senses, the meaning discovered there. And if the world has ceased to hear you, say to the silent earth, I flow. To the rushing water, I am. Yes, we are. And so let us sing the Chalice song.
Chalice, chalice, burning bright, help remind us with your light of how we'd like to live each day with love and truth helping lead the way.
Now is the time for a moment for all ages. Now, do you know what happened this past week? Maybe you weren't thinking about it, but it was St. Patrick's Day. And yesterday was the first day of spring. There are so many signs that spring is coming. We may get another snowstorm or two before spring is done, but the snow is melting. What is another sign of spring? The days are growing longer and we're seeing more light. And here in Canada, a sure sign that spring is coming is maple sap harvesting is starting. This year's maple sap harvest and processing season began in February in the southern areas of Ontario. Trees have been tapped and sap is boiling. Apparently, just like toilet paper, maple syrup is being bought off the shelves. So make sure you got enough maple syrup in the house, right? In this time when we are supposed to be staying close at home, I hope people are still getting outside to look for the signs of spring. When I was in seminary, a good friend and now a colleague of mine, Reverend Allison Cornish, talked about how she loved the baby leaves in springtime. Do you know what she meant by that? You know those little baby leaves, those first little sprouts that pop out of the tree and then just unfold day by day until the trees are full of green. I've been checking with my mom these days, right? And my mom was a botany major in college. And when I was little, she was famous for taking us, whether you were a scout or a school group, a church group, taking us on these amazing walks, looking at the leaves, figuring out what kind of tree by the bark and the leaves, making sure, oops, don't step there, there's lichen, the beautiful lichen on the ground. And so she just loves this time of year. So what she said is, Springtime is my favorite time of year. The earth wakes and things become bright again. Watching the trees change each day really tells a wonderful story of waking up again. The water that is in the soil moves to the roots, and with the sun, there's all this activity like magic. There's buds on the trees, and they start to swell, and each day they grow larger until they burst forth with a flower and leaves, and the tree will have some sort of fruit. I hope you're all able to get out of the house. And we can have social distance, right? Out of the house. I hope you get out of the house each day and see if you start to see the buds, and then maybe a flower and the baby leaves. During this uncertain time we are living in, let us be inspired by this quote from a New York City college student and artist, Joanne Raptis. She says, "Be like a tree. Stay grounded. Connect with your roots. Turn over a new leaf. Bend before you break. Enjoy your unique natural beauty. Keep growing." So may we be like trees. We're going to sing a song from our Teal hymn book, and hopefully you see that there's lyrics underneath this video in the YouTube app or website, right? This is number 1020 in our Teal hymn book, Woyaya. Woyaya, according to the composer from Ghana, means we are going. This was a popular West African song in the 70s and 80s, and it's come to mean a lot to many people. So may we go forward courageously.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know within, and we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. It'll be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. Woyaya, 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 woyaya. We are going. Heaven knows where we are going, but we know within, and we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. Woyaya, 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 iya-ya, woyaya, iya-ya, woyaya, iya-ya, woyaya, iya-ya. This is the time in the service when we are drawn closer to the heart of love that is at our center. May we hold in our hearts all those who have suffered loss and sickness
During this time. Oops, I'm going to start over again. I don't think you heard me. This is the time in the service when we are drawn closer to the heart of love at our center. May we hold in our hearts all those who have suffered loss and sickness during this time of coronavirus. Those who are feeling fear and anxiety, loneliness, those who are most vulnerable. Let us hold all in need in our hearts and minds. May all in need experience compassion, grace, and mercy, food and shelter. May ours be the healing hands that we wash regularly, a comforting embrace, maybe an elbow touch, generous hearts. I've gotten a few requests for stones that I will place in the water, stones that some of you have asked me to place. Let us be thinking of those, among those with the stones, those we're afraid might have coronavirus, and the family who were in contact, those who are struggling, those who might be suffering financial hardship. I hope I remember all the stories. But I will place 4 stones in the water. And for all those other joys and concerns that are weighing heavily, or even the joys that are lifting you, a stone for all of those. A stone for all of those that you are thinking about. And though they may not be in the room with you, they are with you very strongly in spirit. And I hope you're calling everybody you know, right? Even as we celebrate spring with the brightness and the signs of new life, we also are thinking of the whole world right now and wondering what will come. May this be a stone for both the joy of spring, but the heaviness of this complex world right now. We're thinking of the whole world. May your joys spread with each ripple, your good energy with each ripple, and may the healing spread as well. And again, if you'd like me to drop a stone for you in the service, or for those you're thinking of, please do send an email to me, and I will drop as many stones as I can. Let us join together in a moment of stillness to hold these joys and concerns. As we do each Sunday, let the moment begin with the healing sound of rain or water or waves, whatever you're imagining when you hear that sound. We'll start with the sound of water and then be still together. This comes from the poet Susan Frybott. Light the way of love. They say beauty comes from a spirit that has weathered many hardships in life and somehow continues with resilience. Grace can be found in a soul who ages softly, even amid the tempest. I think the loveliest by far is the one whose gentle heart bears 100 scars from caring, yet still finds a way to pick up the lamp one more time to light the way for love. May it be so. There's a well-known story of a woman who sought the advice of the Buddha. She was the wife of a wealthy man, but she lost her only child. She was desperate for help, and finally she was advised to go see the Buddha. He told her that she could bring the child back to life if she could bring just one white shimmer beachy or basically a broad bean seed back for any family where no one had died. She desperately went from house to house, but to her disappointment, she could not find one house that had not suffered the death of a family member. Finally, the realization struck her that there is no house free from suffering. She returned to the Buddha, who comforted her and preached to her the truth. You, yes, you, are resilient. And how do I know that? Because you woke up today and you did what you needed to do to get yourself ready for this moment, this very moment. You are breathing. You are listening to my voice. And this, after I know you have suffered loss. This, after I know you have suffered hurt, perhaps betrayal. That you, like the woman who sought advice from the Buddha, know the truth. That we all have experienced and will experience suffering. And right now, in the moment, we are living proof that we can survive. If you took all of us and packed us in a room, of course 2 meters apart or 6 feet apart, and let's count in that room all the people who've lost jobs, have suffered divorces, loss of loved ones, crises, how could we count them all? As Reverend Christine Robinson observes, all these unwelcome, uncomfortable, inevitable changes. Christine notes, the differences between those who thrive and those who struggle have more to do with the skill set and maturity level called resilience or stress hardiness. I love that, stress hardiness. Our lives are a succession of changes, both incremental and disruptive, happy and wretched, and we have to cope, learn, adapt, and let go over and over. And these changes don't come politely, at the predictable and manageable rate of 1 per year, if only, right? Christine continues, since you are listening to me, you are a monument of the human ability to cope with change, tragedy, social ills, crisis, growth, aging, grief, turns of fortune, and a host of other challenges. You are amazing. You are resilient. So as we enter a time of uncertainty and change, we need to prepare. That's just one, my first face touch, right? Okay, I'll try to avoid that. So as we enter a time of uncertainty and change, we need to prepare. We need to take care of our amazing, resilient self. Think about what makes you strong. Rest, eating right, fresh air, listening to gentle strains of music, chocolate, yes? Talking with those you love, those who lift you up and don't tear you down. And did I say chocolate? I think I did. Just do it. Facing uncertainty and change is hard work for your body, stresses the mind. Take care of yourself. Map out your social network of support and plug in. Please ask for help when you need it. Call a friend. Call someone from FirstU and say, I just want to talk. Call someone you trust if you are worried about money. Call a healthcare provider if you're worried about your health. This is not a time for rugged individualism. This is a time for all of us to be here for each other. So I thought we could practice a little bit of self-care right here, right now. Something you can do where you are. I'd like to offer a guided meditation. We have it here recorded, so you can come revisit this again whenever you need to. Whenever you'd like to take a break, a time to quiet down, a time to refuel, to help you feel grounded again. That's what this meditation is all about. This is a mountain meditation that comes from Buddhist practices that I know that can be done in different ways by different people. This is how I've adapted it. So I invite you now to relax as you can, to sit comfortably but feel supported, not crouched, but feel really grounded where you are. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, in and out, in and out. Breathe in through every tension you feel in your body, and breathe through it and out. Breathe through the tension and relax, in and out. Close your eyes if you will. While you breathe, begin to bring into your mind the picture of the most grand and beautiful mountain that you know or can imagine. Notice its overall shape and what the sky looks like around it. Is the sky blue or cloudy? Do the clouds move with shade upon the mountain than brightness? Think about how massive, how big it is. Imagine the very top, the peak, then the steep sloping sides. The time of year. It may be covered in a beautiful blanket of green from trees and grass, with splashes of color from blossoms and flowers. Maybe snow, glistening snow, crisp and fresh. Maybe it's fall with many different colors. Maybe it's summer with shiny leaves and buzzing and birds. But underneath, remember, the mountain is made of rock, so solid, so grounded and rooted, so connected. Now imagine that you are the mountain. Your head is its peak, the very top. And from the top of the mountain, you are looking out over your slopes in the valley below and before you. Your shoulders and arms are the side of the mountain. Your lower body is the solid base rooted where you are sitting. Feel the height of the mountain within you. Feel its power and the strength of the mountain within. You are the mountain. As you sit as this strong mountain, the sun moves through the sky all around you throughout the day. You sit strong and calm in the dark night. The wind cools you while you sit. The sun warms you in the warmer months. Your arms, your slopes support teeming life. Animals, trees and flowers, hikers. Rainstorms refresh you, and there you sit. Calmly, strongly you sit. All the seasons, fall, winter, spring, summer. Let us be still for just a moment and really feel like that grounded, powerful, calm mountain. Let us be still. Why don't you open your eyes again and enter back into the space around you? I read these words from the 13th century Persian Sufi mystic Rumi. There is a life force within your soul. Seek that life. There is a gem in the mountain of your body. Seek that mine. O traveler, if you are in search of that, don't look outside. Look inside yourself and seek that. I love that. There is a gem in the mountain of your body. Go there. In those times when you need to, try to remember this image of the mountain. Be the mountain. Remember how it makes you feel calm. Remember how strong it makes you feel. Remember how connected you feel to all the world and all that is going on in the seasons and all the life that the mountain supports. Feel the core of strength within you. At the beginning of the service, I spoke of trees. Think how many times the harsh winds of life that have bent you, blown you over, think of those times, and yet you have stood again. Yes? And yet you have gone into a sleep and the water comes into your roots and the sap starts to run and you start to bud and flower and baby leaves and big leaves come again, over and over again. I'm going to start to close with a poem called Optimism. It's Jane Hirschfeld's poem. More and more I have come to admire resilience, not the simple resistance of a pillow whose foam returns over and over to the same shape, but the sinuous tenacity of a tree, finding the light newly blocked on one side, it turns in another. A blind intelligence, true, but out of such persistence arises turtles, rivers, mitochondria, figs, all this re-sinuous, unretractable earth. Don't let yourself forget that you are resilient, a monument to the human ability to cope with life's challenges. Do take care of yourself. This is the time in our service that we usually accept the offering. You may contact the office to find how you might keep up with your pledge or make a donation during these times. Feel free to email Michelle at FM as in me, our FirstUnitarianOttawa.ca. We give these gifts, you give freely. We receive these gifts gratefully, whether it's to keep up your pledge or you're making calls to people within the congregation, all that you can do. We dedicate these gifts to the work of our congregation, serving human wholeness, caring for our planet, upholding religious freedom, welcoming the stranger, loving one another. So let us sing one of our favorites, number 346, Come Sing a Song with Me.
Know your mind, and
Now I become myself. It's taken time, many years and places. I have been dissolved and shaken, worn other people's faces, run madly as if time were there, terribly old, crying a warning. Hurry, you will be dead before what? Before the reach? or the end of the